Hey, welcome back. And today I've got kind of an interesting one for you. Something I've never done before and something I've never seen, but got the idea and thought I'd give it a try. So what I'm going to do today is I've got these two logs here, and yes, they're separate. They're cut in half, and each one of them's 2 feet long, stacked on top of each other, and 10 inches in diameter. And I guess none of that really matters. It's basically what you can find, but I wanted 10 inches because this thing's going to be standing up as it's doing its thing. And what I'm going to go through here and do is I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the thing they call a rocket stove. Also the I don't know whether they call it a French candle or something like that, where they take and they score saw cuts down through the top of that thing and light it on fire, and as it burns up through the things. Well, I'm going to try what I think I've created, a Christmas log. And I'm going to go through here and start drilling different holes all the way through it, and maybe one up through the top of this thing. I don't know yet. I'm still experimenting with it, but it will come up through this log down here, so those two will have a hole that meet up inside, so it can continue to burn up through this log, the top one anyhow. And hopefully we'll see it either shoot some flames or glow orange out the sides of it. So I want to go ahead and get started on this, and honestly I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but had some time here and thought I'd give it a try to see what it looks like. And I know I've got to wait till nighttime to get the best effect on it, but it's a beautiful day out right now, and I figured why not just go ahead and get it started and start drilling some holes in it. What I'm going to try here was over at our local Harbor Freight, and they sell these 18-inch ship auger bit set, and it's a half inch, 3/4, and 1 inch. 18 inches long from end to end, with this being 2 feet long. Hopefully I can go through each side and meet up somewhere in the middle. That's going to be the biggest challenge of this, is getting everything to come together into the tunnel that I'm going to be putting into this log. And I'm also trying to figure out the different diameters. And I think I want the smallest diameter of the half inch through the top of this, so it at least lets some air and smoke and flames out, and then the rest of them through the sides here. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try and see what we can come up with. All right, so I just took this log off of here, but it was flipped over, and the reason I'm doing that is so this piece and this piece is where it was actually cut off. So if you can picture flipping that over, because I want the two exact end cuts coming together. And when you look at this one, you can see that right here was the center of the growth where it started, and this one was the center of the growth where it started. So that's where I want to drill my holes. The top log, I'm going to go all the way down through to the top of it, which is upside down right now. And then on this one, on the bottom log, I'm going to go down maybe 4 or 5 inches from the bottom of it, and then drill a hole or maybe 2 in through the side. And what that'll do is let the air flow in and let this thing burn itself out through the center. And I'm hoping that as it burns, it will burn up through the other drilled hole channels that I put in this thing. So let's go ahead and see if these Harbor Freight drills actually work or not. got all the holes drilled in it, all through the top of the log here, and then in the bottom I've got my hole bored down through the bottom one, and then a hole through here to create whether I put a torch in there or what, and then I put another smaller hole in case I want to add some air to it later to help get that thing going. And what I'm hoping is that at some point it starts glowing red out of all these upper holes and we have ourselves a Christmas tree log. So I've got the holes all the way around the thing, and again one in the top, so hopefully that'll pull some kind of draft up through there and make a cool look here this evening. So now all I gotta do is wait for the sun to go down, and as you can see the shadows, they're getting there. We got a couple hours left to go here, but I think I'm gonna get her ready over into the fireplace or the fire pit there and see what we can get going. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of twigs in the top of this, and then I've got the hole out back here where I'll put the torch, and probably use a little citronella or maybe even some diesel fuel in there. So just getting a little bit of twigs. Hopefully they'll start at the bottom down there. She's a chooching now. I don't think it's pulling enough draft up through the top. But I don't really want to take this upper log off because I just don't know what it's actually doing in there yet. It's got to be pulling some kind of draft because the smoke is coming up out of the top. And it appears that the flame is actually getting pulled inward a little bit. So I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we're going to keep messing with it, and hopefully this evening we'll have a little bit of Christmas lights around this tree poking out of those holes. Well, the flames are not coming out of the side holes, kind of like I had hoped. But I think I've actually got a good draft going based on that. Really, that's just about 48 inches of logs. Whoops. Apparently the draft just burned out. But that is 48 inches of log drilled through the center. And was hoping that it would light up like a Christmas tree. Maybe later it will burn close enough to the sidewalls and get there. But look at that cool flame shooting out the top. Kind of like a rocket stove, but just my version, trying to get some holes in the side for lighting to come out the side. And you can see that it's burning pretty good in the side hole now. And that thing's, I'll bet 4 or 5 inches in diameter now. And it started out as a 1-inch hole. So it's finally burning itself inside pretty good. If you guys have any other ideas, now I know that the log was probably a little too wet for this, but still, once the inside of that thing gets hot, it should really get going, and I think it's finally burning now. So you can see all the spots as I walk around where the holes are. Well, if nothing else, it gives you an unbelievably hot rocket stove. I had that pan of water on it there, and not sure how well you guys can see this, but man, did it get that water going pretty hot already. So, kind of neat. The hole down there is about 6 inches now, and literally the whole inside of that log is just burning through. So kind of neat if you ever wanted to do something like this at a picnic or a campfire party or whatever. You just got to kind of be careful once the whole thing decides to tip over when the bottom burns out. But I'm almost guessing that the top will burn out first, because that's where the hottest and the most flame are going right now, and the most draft is coming through. Well, there was my attempt at a Christmas tree log. Something fun to mess around with for a little while on a beautiful night. And now that it gets dark at 5 p.m., might as well come out and do something with a campfire. That's probably the best view right there, with all the flames coming out the side of it. I don't have a blower or anything on that. That's just pure air and draft getting pulled up through that thing. Well, my pot of water is actually boiling up top there now. Again, there's no blower on this thing. It's literally just the draft from that flame coming up through that hollow log now. And with the pot covering that top hole, it forces all those that draft and that flame out those sides. So that's kind of a cool thing that I tried, and I guess I didn't really know what it was going to do, but what the heck, why not give it a try? And I think this side is less because the wind is actually blowing away from this side, or blowing at this side down. So I believe that's why it's doing what it's doing, more so over here too. But isn't that pretty wild? Well, I guess we're getting ready to really burn through it here now. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what you thought. And I'm going to let this thing burn the rest of the way out this evening here. I'll take the pan off the top of it, but kind of a neat little experiment I did. I guess I was going after what in my mind would have been a Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree meaning these little orange glowing lights, but kind of got a cool effect with the flame shooting out of it here.